So, my good people, I have some information for you guys. So, I read a small article today about the NWA. So, they have landed a streaming deal with Roku. Now, it said that Roku is the largest TV streaming app, okay, in America. They have 89 million worldwide subscribers. So, Roku is pre-installed in a lot of TVs. It's a very popular brand. Now, this could be really big news for the NWA. I can't just say this just offhand because of what Roku is. We have to wait to see the results. Hopefully that the NWA does well. I don't know what Billy Corgan's vision is, his plans are for the NWA. I know he's very old school. I don't know what he wants to do as far as how big this company becomes. I really don't. Now, I don't know his plans, but I'm really saying that with more of the thought of this. For one, the NWA has a small audience. They don't do stadiums or big arenas, more like small ballrooms and things of that nature. Gymnasiums, like, high school gymnasiums and stuff like that. But I hope Billy Corgan understands that I feel like his approach and how he, presents the NWA is on purpose. I don't think he's doing this thinking that he needs to do anything differently, because it's been this way for a while. They got out of that studio. They still do studio wrestling. There's a small building that they have their NWA Power Show in, and they never pan the crowd. So it's a very small building. Now, when they do different shows, I've seen they have a small crowd, but the crowds are bigger than what they were like 2-3 years ago. Either way, hopefully Billy Corgan understands this, though. The NWA just feels so outdated. And I believe he does that on purpose. I believe it's a certain audience he's trying to target with that. And that would be the older audience that were like real NWA fans back in the day. The only thing that really feels the same, really, is just the way they come to that podium and do face-to-face type interviews, and promos and stuff like that. They're wrestlers. They don't have any superstars. They don't have anybody that really stand out. I mean, EC3, Tom Latimer, they're like the best guys that they have there. Tyrus is there. Trevor Murdoch. They have certain people that basically the majority of their people are like older now, no longer in their prime. Lattimore and EC3 can still go, but they need to repackage what they're doing. They really do. I feel like they need, for one, to go forward, to grow, to really become bigger. I feel like what they've been doing was enough to attract the audience that they have now. But for them to grow and really become like big time players in this game, the least they can do, they changed the ring from that blue ring with the yellow NWA letters to black ring with yellow letters. Man, like, get a logo that looks like something. Update your logo. Make that NWA logo look like something. It just looks so outdated. Give your ring, the ring post, the turnbuckles. Like, give your ring. Give it that premium feel. You don't have to have like LED screens and you don't have to do any of that. But just give yourself a nice ring. the guardrail style should be, like even if you want to go with the bars, okay, fine, but give it something where your show looks like something. They still don't have floor mats. I don't know if they want to keep this, if it's more like they want to keep this, if it's going to be like a child friendly approach going forward. You need to bring back matches that you had that you were known for. Like, one of the things I got to say about professional wrestling is wrestling was, even when it was considered family friendly, it was still had a kick ass feel to it. And when I watch what's going on in wrestling as a whole, you can't really say as a whole because every company is different, but as a whole, you look at what the major companies are, and AEW, they go hardcore, man. TNA, not anymore. Not really so much anymore. I mean, sometimes somebody will bleed. I mean, they're banning blood in TNA. You can't even do this. You know how Chris Benoit likes to do that, and the Undertaker, they don't even want you to do the throat slash anymore. So, I mean, TNA had 47 different match types in the history of its company. And the most that you get now is an Ultimate X. You'll get a freaking, 4-on-4 or something like that or whatever. But I mean, what happened? They had so many different match types. What are they doing? They're not giving the fans anything else. They're just giving you the same watered down nonsense over and over. And they're speaking like what they're giving you is something premium, and it's just not. And this is why these companies are stuck where they are. The NWA has been around longer than the WWE. I don't really care so much about the nostalgia of it all in terms of bragging about things or whatever, who's been around longer and whatever. I don't care about that. I'm saying as long as you've been around. And look, Billy Corgan, he used to work for TNA. Okay? He should be able to look at what TNA was doing, what he was doing there, what worked and what didn't work, what he needs to do with his company. One, like I said, give your company a facelift, man. Give your company a facelift. Two, your show needs a format. The show has no format. It really has no format and no real structure to it. Maybe when they debut on Roku, maybe they'll do at least some of those things. But you need structure to a show. It just feels so small, man. It just feels like one of those little indie shows where, like I said, like you go to some little high school gym and they bring up your show there, and it's just, the best feeling is about it is when it's, you got the little intimate crowd because you're like so right there, right around. Nobody's way up away from the ring and everything. But I mean, just the way the shows are done. There's no commentary team sitting there. There's nobody. It's just, the wrestlers come out. There's no interviews. There's no backstage segments. There's nothing. None of these things. Nothing. The only thing that the NWA does really is sometimes they'll have like a sit down interview. The two guys that's gonna wrestle in the interview, and they just talk their little smack back and forth. But I mean, like, there's really nothing to the show that really gets your attention. Nothing that makes you want to just come back and watch. I know they still do the Crockett Cup, but I mean, like, I don't know. I think a couple months ago, I think they had a cage match. But the problem, the way their show is structured, is really no structure to it. It's just, let's just put some matches together and put it on YouTube. And hopefully for the NWA, I mean, hey, listen, if they can get people to watch and like what they see, hey, more power to them. Well, I just feel like with what they have right now, people that may watch for the first time may tune in and watch and then say, what the hell is this? And never watch it again. And the way the show is packaged, well, you got to understand, you don't have any superstars that really stand out. And when you have names that these guys are jobbers and mid-card guys when they were in the WWE or when they were in TNA, they might have been good, but, that was years ago, and this is a different day and time now. So there's going to be a lot of people that they don't know who these people are. And the wrestlers that they have, like, when you have a roster of wrestlers that just look like a bunch of jobbers, like their ring outfits just look like backyard wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? You got these big fat sloppy dudes. You got these little scrawny dudes. You got a lot of older people that just their bodies look beat up, like they just can't perform like they used to or whatever. But there's nothing special about what you're going to see in their in-ring ability. NWA storytelling is different. There's no real in-depth storytelling with them. And the problem with that is there's nothing to lead up to the matches, to where once you get the matches, you're not even going to be able to say, hey, that was a great match. Like, you understand what I'm saying? It's more of just, we're a company, we have a roster of wrestlers, and who cares? Other than our small group of people that watch. But one thing I will say is when I watch the NWA, when I watch their videos like on YouTube, when I read the comment sections, there's people that, they're into their product. So hopefully that they grow. I'm not saying anything to shoot them down. I'm saying, like, being honest about where what it is or what they're doing. And for that company to grow, they're going to have to make some changes, Like I said, like 2 years ago now, I was talking to somebody, I left a comment, and somebody from the NWA reacted, they responded. They were asking me, like, what was I suggesting that they do? And I left a suggestion that they did go change the ring. I don't know if it was because of me saying that, but I definitely did tell them. I said, well, for starters, you could, your ring needs a makeover, man. Like, the problem with the NWA is if you watch it, and let's say, unless you pay attention to the date, when the video was uploaded, and like the fact that this is today's wrestling, you think like they just took an old video clip and uploaded it now. Like, people don't think like this is new. They look at it like, why it looks so old? Like, they don't have the best production quality, okay, the best cameras, the best audio, no. But, I mean, just like the way the show is ran, this is what I mean. They run it like a little indies, dark match type show. They don't, like a house show. That's what it feels like. That's not going to attract millions of people. It's not. And this is where I'm saying I hope Billy Corgan, somebody can get in his ear. This is why I make these videos. Hopefully somebody can say something that he listens to and say, you know what? We should do that. What is it going to hurt to upgrade your logo, upgrade your ring? Give the, whatever arena, whatever venue you're going to use, give it a nice feel, give it a nice, Otherwise, man, you just look like a little small tinker toy company that is looking for pity from the fans to watch your show. Not saying that that's his mindset, but that's the way it comes across. Like, because you got a bunch of wrestlers that people don't really know. You got a bunch of wrestlers that if they do remember them, it's like, oh, they're old now. And they never really did much of anything anyway. So it's not that you have to have a roster full of superstars, but you have to know how to create them. And when you present them, to the audience that's going to see them for the first time, that they see something that make them want to come back. You need to have a rhyme or reason, man. You have different titles. What's the difference in these titles? What's the purpose of these titles? You have a women's division. Who's who? Who's your top, 3 to 5 bad guys? Who's your top 3 to 5 good guys? Like, like what direction is this company going? This is one of the things, like I say, like, when you look at I was talking about TNA in the previous video, and I'm talking about how TNA doesn't understand that in wrestling now, from live show to live show to live show to pay-per-view, it builds up. And then your home run type pay-per-views, it's like season mode. Your yearly calendar now in wrestling is a season mode. So just like you have Mania season, you have all in season, if you want to say Elimination Chamber season, which they don't really use that term, but you can say it. I mean, because it leads like from the Royal Rumble to the Elimination Chamber to, like with AEW, all out. They got Dynasty now, Double or Nothing, and then what bottom line, all in is their Super Bowl. Okay, but bottom line is each one of these pay-per-views, it's like a season, the whole year. And everything leads to All In. Everything in WWE leads to WrestleMania. TNA just has pay-per-views. There's no season. There's no feel. Nothing just feels special. Their pay-per-view, everything, nothing. It just feels the same. Everything just feels the same. And the fact that they use the same commentary for every show doesn't matter. You just hear the same thing. They're talking about the same thing the same way. So when you're watching the pay-per-view, it doesn't feel any different from watching the episode of Impact. See, and these are the type of things that people need to understand. Your show has to feel different. It needs to have breathe new life into the people watching it. And these are things that I hopefully, like Billy Corgan realizes. I look at guys like Jim Cornette, Eric Bischoff, guys who were once, employees of the NWA. Now, I don't know if he's ever reached out to any one of them. I don't know. But all these guys that love to talk and criticize, it's funny how they don't want to contribute to try to help make change. I'm saying I don't know who Billy Corgan, if he has a team, if everything is just on his shoulders, as far as decision making, how the matches go, how they're going to book, whatever. But that's one of the biggest downfalls they have in that company is the shows have no format and no structure. And along with not having any superstars that stand out, you're in a position of you have to give an in-ring product that's going to get the people attention. And one thing is the matches that they have, they're really just not hitting home runs with these matches. Hopefully, like I said, man, they have a facelift by the time they hit. I don't know exactly when this is supposed to start, but they landed the deal. Like I said, I don't have details of everything. Like, for example, they do pay-per-views. Will you watch their pay-per-views the same way you do now? Which I have no clue because I don't see their pay-per-views. I just see highlights. I don't really watch the NWA fully. I wish, like I said, I do watch what I can when I can. But, if that's the case, will their pay-per-views be a part of, I know, Roku, which I know it's free. Pardon the interruption. But, yeah, I want to see the best happen for the NWA. I want to see them position themselves. If professional wrestling can get in position where AEW is popping, WWE is popping, NWA is popping, TNA is popping, MLW is popping. Stardom, it's not an American-based company, but they're popping over there in Japan. IWGP or whatever. CMLL is popping. Like, that's just more for us to watch, man. And I'm not a couch potato, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm going to just sit here for hours every day watching every damn program. Like, you're going to, which one do you feel like watching more, So, but you're not going to always, like I said, I don't have to be one, but it'll be somebody else watching, but I will eventually, tune in and see what's going on. But, just looking at what they have, and like I said, I'm looking at what's going on structure-wise. I hope that Billy Corgan don't see what the WWE is doing, or, like if you watch this past Raw, there was no backstage segments. There was nothing different, man. And if you're gonna cut promos, make the promos make sense. Let me tell you guys something, okay? This is where I have to educate these kids. And I'm talking about you grown-ups that think like little kids. Okay? Did you guys not hear this crap that came out of CM Punk's mouth this past Raw? This guy told John Cena, I swear, he cuts the same promos. CM Punk recycled his promos. He says the same thing to John Cena that he's pretty much saying to Cody. Remember how he was telling Cody Rhodes, this title is changing you. It's too much, responsibility. This title's weighing you down. And everybody was thinking that Cody was about to turn heel. Remember that? And he was saying this title, I know, believe me, I've been there. And he's talking like he's done it all in wrestling, right? Now remember, he was saying all of these things to Cody. Now he's talking to John Cena. And he's telling him that this title changes you. I know. He said that it's scary, like he said, like because he knows the man that the title made him become when he had the title, right? But then the funny thing is, he says something really stupid. The whole promo was stupid to me. And you can see in his face that he was just trying to make up things as he was going on. He told Cody Rhodes something very contradicting and John Cena something contradicting and very stupid. He said, when I left, when I came back to the WWE, he said, I had a long list of things he wanted to, of accomplishments. He said, winning that world title wasn't one of them because I know what it makes you become when you get it. This is the same man that stood here a couple of months ago and told Cody Rhodes, although I'm your friend, I'm coming for you, right? Basically told him, I need that title. I will become the world champion. Did you forget that you cut that promo? You fought Cody before you fought Cena in your comeback. So when you sat here and said, out of all your list of accomplishments, things to do, winning that world title wasn't one of them. That's not what you told Cody Rhodes. And you told Cody the same bullshit about how the title has changed him. It changes you. Now you're telling John Cena the same fucking thing. Man, John Cena is far more accomplished than you. Why the fuck does John Cena need you to tell him that? You understand what I'm saying? You were able to accomplish becoming world champion before Cody did. Okay, you're a little older than Cody, so you're talking this shit to Cody. Motherfucker, John Cena's a 17-time world champion. What the fuck are you telling John Cena that he needs you to tell him? Then he's telling him how he's going to take that title and then he's going to make John Cena go around and tour and apologize to all these people because you know what you're doing is wrong and this and this and that. And I'm just looking at this guy and then he contradicts himself and say he knows he has to become a monster to beat the monster. You just stood here in the same interview and said winning that world championship is not one of your things to do and accomplishments on your list. And I'm like, this is some dumb shit. And I said that I guarantee you, just like some of these people in this audience, you got some idiots home going, yeah. Like, did you not hear what he just said? That's like me telling you, hey, this steak and potatoes that I got for you, this is all yours. Eat all you want. Just save some. That's pretty much what he did. Just contradicted what he just said. Huh? That's what he just basically said. Okay? So if you're going to tell stories, man, and you want to have people come out in the ring and confront, you need to think about what you say before you go out there and understand where you want to go. Then he stood there and told John Cena that Cody Rhodes is the best that they have. Wait, the same Cody Rhodes that helped start AEW? The same Cody Rhodes that you all hated on when he was over in WWE? The same Cody Rhodes that y'all said couldn't lace CM Punk's boots? Are y'all serious? And then he comes out and gives him all this, Cody Rhodes is the best that we have. Really? Really? So they want to try to get you to believe things by telling you things. If we say it, they're dumb enough to believe it just because we say it. Now you have people talking about how WWE seriously need Roman Reigns back. If Brock comes back, if this person does this, if that happens, if this happens. I just hope that what happens, like I said, if Billy Corgan is watching these things and seeing what's happening, what's going on, find the right fit for your company. Understand what it is you want to do. And I'm not saying that that's what I said earlier. I don't know what his long-time goals are. Maybe the path that they're on is where he want to stay. But I do feel like, if anything, you want to grow, you want to expand, because for one, when somebody else can offer more money to your talent when its contracts expire, they're pretty much going to go. And, Tony Khan's a multi-billionaire. And they have a great, huge, multi-billionaire dollar deal with Max and Warner Brothers Discovery and, of course, WWE billionaire, They're having their struggles and their times and ups and downs right now as well. But bottom line is they can afford to pay a hell of a lot more than what you can. Same with AEW. So you gotta, structure things and put things together to where, man, like, you get your point across, you grow your fan base, your company starts to flourish and get to the point where wrestlers want to come to your company. The fucked up part about being in that type of situation is because you can't pay what these other companies can. So unless they're just loyal to you, they're gonna go. Because they're gonna go with where who's paying them more money or wherever they feel like they're a better fit or whatever it may be. But at least if you get your company off the ground to the point where, hey man, now I've built several. See, and that's the thing. You can't depend on stars to come to your company. You can, but at the same time, the harm in that is you have shown nothing in terms of your ability to create stars, to create compelling stories, and get people, interested. And this is just the era that we're in, man. This whole storytelling thing and all. Like I said, I like the whole scope of it when it's done right. And people make the effort to do good. I'm not sitting up here like everything has to just be done one particular way. No. But I mean, as far as you structuring your shows and having a format to your shows and doing stories that make sense and do it your way, but make it make sense. And a lot of your wrestlers, man, they really need a physical makeover, man. Like these guys, I said, man, they look like a guy that works for the independents, just throwing a pair of basketball. Who only got one pair of sneakers. I go to work in these. I go to church in these. I go everywhere. Like they just got a pair of damn Jordans or some shit, some socks and a fucking pair of shorts and a t-shirt. They just look like backyard wrestlers, man. These guys is like, I just hope everything works out for the NWA. Billy Corgan just has to figure out what he's going to do going forward. But we'll see how things go with this deal on Roku. And, I'm not caring about ratings and all of that, so I can come back. Like I said, you guys know why I do what I do. But I just want to see this company get back to, at least close to what they were, or even about better than what they were. But come on, Billy. Come on, man. We're rooting for you, but you gotta get it done. Hell, man, you're a freaking musician, man. Make a nice theme song for the NWA for your, as your intro song. Give it a premium feel, man. Come on, the show just doesn't feel like a premium show. It just feels like an indies little, watered down little show, like you don't have much to offer. And this is what I'm saying. People might watch it for the first time and then never watch it again. But I'm rooting for you, man. We'll see. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section about the NWA. That's all I got for you guys right now. I'll catch you guys on the next video.